The exhibition Eucalyptusdom explores the ever-changing relationship with our cultural history and the gum trees, which emerged as a symbol of Australian identity post-Federation. Eucalyptusdom is an exhibition which holds past and present artefacts. The story begins in 1882, when on the 22nd of September, the Garden Palace burnt down. The Garden Palace was home to Sydney's International Exhibition of Australia's colonial projects from the 90 years since 1788, when 12 ships dropped anchor near Sydney Cove. The exhibition showcased Australia's eucalypts, the timber, alchemy experiments based on their oils, government papers, census documents, artworks inspired by their beauty, and much more. When the Garden Palace went up in flames, so much of this history was lost. However, what could be salvaged now makes up part of the Eucalyptusdom exhibition at the Powerhouse Museum. Walking through the main space of Eucalyptusdom, I had an overwhelming appreciation of our ancestors and Aboriginal people. As I explored each of the 400 objects and 17 contemporary commissioned artworks, it was clear what a rich and brutal history our country has endured. Every work was curated and exhibited differently. The 70 hand-blown glass bottles and stoppers, which held eucalyptus oils, were exhibited in a triangular glass prism with downlights, drawing all the attention to the vibrant coloured oils and bottles. I learnt that there are more than 900 species of eucalypts, and that in 1945, hundreds of trees were planted at Castle Hill to be used for scientific tests in the museum's laboratories. The curator has been successful in creating an atmosphere where the outside world is forgotten. The sole focus is drawn to the artworks and the story they tell. While exploring all the unique works, the space itself was telling a story. The scent of eucalyptus was in the air, noises of birds chirping in the wind and the distant didgeridoos made the whole exhibition a very memorable experience. At times it felt as though I was outside due to the multi-sensory experience of the exhibition. 17 contemporary artists were commissioned to create new works to be included in the exhibition. These works were a continuation on the research and documentation of our ancestors. Yasmin Smith made the installation titled Stars. This site-derived work used materials exclusively collected from the Museum of Applied Arts and Sciences' former eucalypt plantation at Castle Hill to illustrate how trace elements of a place remain there long after the object, in this case museum, has gone. Her installation shows the manifestation of a tree's memory and its physical, biological, and chemical essence. The use of contemporary art documents these trees and the rich history in a more informed way. Over time, we have learnt more about trees, eucalypts, the environment, and society. By adding these contemporary artists to the exhibition, it gives the space a diverse, well-rounded experience, showing how vital the initial research has been and how we are still using the knowledge today. The central ideas the curator is exploring in Eucalyptusdom are economic botany, post-colonial Australia, and our ever-changing relationship with the eucalypt. Theorist G.E. Whitkins discusses that economic botany is a term defined as plants utilised either directly or indirectly for the benefit of man. The economic value of eucalypt trees in history has and continues to be ever-changing. Throughout history, eucalypts have been studied for potential medicinal purposes, building, and for art. Where once these trees were seen as sacred, now they are used for logs in woodcutting competitions. Economic botany is all around us, and the Eucalyptusdom exhibition is a prime example of economic botany. The curators of Eucalyptusdom have done a fantastic job of representing this complex relationship. Eucalyptusdom exhibits many different mediums of work, from traditional and contemporary, Aboriginal clothing, performative visual works, paintings, installation, physical wood, sets of ceramic crockery, wooden floorboards, furniture pieces, and so much more. The expansive variety in the exhibition makes for a well-rounded understanding of not only gum trees, but also the colonisation of Australia and how that impacted the Aboriginal people who already owned the land and knew these eucalypt trees. Eucalyptusdom showcases experimentation with existing forms and current thinking, as well as new ones, by including the 17 contemporary works alongside the 400 objects from Australia's past. The role of the curator is to create a space that is as much a part of the exhibition as the art itself. Carson Chan is a theorist who supports this idea, writing a journal on how space, not art, is the curator's primary material. The curator of Eucalyptusdom has achieved this incredibly successful exhibition. When I entered the space, I was instantly surrounded by infinite ways of illustrating and depicting our relationship through history with the land, people, and eucalyptus trees. Through critical thinking upon generations and writings before ourselves, this exhibition opens our eyes to the beauty of eucalyptus trees and the rich meaning they have held through the history of our country.